Hey, this is Dave from GetSurvivalSkills.com. Whether you're going on a camping trip or preparing for the worst, being ready for survival comes down to the tools and gear you have on hand. Understanding what it is you need to survive in the wilderness is all about practicality and personal needs. Sure, it's nice to have fancy multi-tools and radios, but you really need them. Today we're going to look at the most essential survival tools for taking on the wilderness and thriving, from the absolute essentials to the nice haves. Nice to haves, actually. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the first thing you're going to need to have is a fire starter tool. There are many different fire starters, from matches, lighters, to the classic flint and steel. Ideally, you would want to have two methods of fire lighting in case one fails. Matches work great during normal circumstances, but they can be almost impossible to use if wet or if it's raining. Standard lighters are fast and efficient, but they only work when the lighter fluid is at a comfortable temperature. Ideally, you would want to carry waterproof matches and maybe some flint and steel to be safe for a good chance of being able to start a fire. Let's talk about a water filtration system. Considering how much water your body needs, and your body is comprised of water, it is clearly an essential thing to be able to access. However, even the most clearest spring water in the wild could be potentially harboring deadly bacteria. Because of this, you will need some way to sterilize the water. There are many ways to go about sterilizing the water. The easiest and lightest method is water purification tablets. You simply add these to the water that you drink, and it'll make it drinkable. You can easily store hundreds of these tablets, but once they run out, you will need other methods. These pills also have a lifespan that you need to be aware of. The popular water filter straw and bottles are a great option for drinking on the go, and they're very easy to use. Be aware that the filters on these will need to be replaced, as they do not last forever. You're going to need a first aid kit. The last essential we think you should have falls under the need for keeping yourself safe, healthy, as a first aid kit. Not only does this kit have most supplies that you would already need for survival, but it has the things that will help you recover from your own when you can't reach help. A good first aid kit will have the necessary supplies to cover and protect a wound, as well as some pain relievers to help the pain fade away. Now let's talk about some camp tools. Okay, just like the old days of camping in your backyard and on trips with the friends, setting up some sort of camp will allow you some peace of mind and shelter when surviving. It can be a tree with some cover or an entire campsite, depending on what you need. You're going to need a tarp. You're going to need a saw or hatchet. You're going to need an insulating blanket. Now, what's an insulating blanket? Depending on the first aid kit you buy, you may already have one of these. An insulating blanket, also known as a space blanket, is designed to keep your body warm and stable during cold conditions. An insulated blanket can be the difference between a cold and dangerous night and one where you can sleep comfortably. As an added bonus, you can use these blankets as a floor if you want to sit down and rest for some time. You're going to need a stove and canteen, bonus supplies for survival. With all the essentials out of the way, we can now focus on some bonus. Satellite phone, okay, compass. Let's figure out where you're going. How many people get lost? They think they're going one way and they go a completely different way and they get lost. A machete, flashlight. Okay, there's lots of different things that you can use when surviving out in the wild. Now, every time, as I said, whether you're looking to just do some camping or you actually want to be able to survive out in the wilderness, I want to talk to you about a solar-powered lantern. It's called the New Luci Survival Solar Air Lantern. Now, very simple. If you have some sunlight, it just solar powers. It's the simplest device. Now, what can you use something like this for? Well, if you're just going on walks or you need some light in your tent, okay, there's lots of different things that you can use this lantern for. And the nice thing about this is you can use it going on a hike, going out in your boat. As you can see, there's lots of different ways you can use this light. So I wanted to thank you today for watching this video. And if you click on the link in the description, you can get access. You get these lanterns. I've got the link in the description. You can click over there and take advantage of that right away. Also, if you want to read more posts on the blog, feel free to visit getsurvivalskills.com. The link is in the description below. I want to thank you again.